literally, I think we've gone past it. Oh no, there's the entrance there. Yeah. It's quite unassuming, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just put it on grass.
What is it that springs to mind when you think about the Open? The world's best chopping out of deep rough at Muirfield, battling the Scottish wind and lashing rain at St Andrews, or those little puffs of sand when balls land on sun-baked dunes. The Open is golf's most historic and coveted championship, played on our game's most hallowed turf. A championship still played today, born where golf began. This series documents the trip of a lifetime, showing that anyone can follow in the footsteps of champions and taste the glory and history of those pioneers that came before us.
Look how big the bunkers are.
Have you seen the tee boxes? Look, it's like a little wooden bin.
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, he missed it. Nice to meet you, I'm Ollie.
Ollie.
I'm
Yeah,
Michael.
nice to meet you.
How you doing?
Michael. And that's Ollie, our other filmer.
Welcome to Prestwick, yeah.
Yeah, no, thanks a lot.
Happy with the weather?
Appreciate it.
Wow,
Oh, mate,
it's
you can't ask
amazing,
for
isn't
any
it?
better, can you, really? So, yeah.
Superb.
Yeah, nice. Well, thanks for having us. Yeah, should be good. Looking forward to it.
That sounds an interesting feature, eh? It's good.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're kind of just going to be a bit behind the scenesy sort of thing. I've never really done any of this talking to camera, but we'll see how we go with it and see what happens.
That's
But
good.
yeah, hopefully play some all right golf
Morning.
and then.
So it kind of does put a little shiver down your spine when you think about the first Open, the first ever Open tee shot was hit from this spot here.
Yeah.
You know, when it's back to the 150th, you know, this year. And you know, if you look at the feathery golf ball and the hickory clubs, it only hit the ball 180 odd yards, and that first hole in the white flag in the distance, 578 yards. It was a par 6 really.
Yeah.
And that was hole number 1. And then hole number 2, which you'll play today, is the 17th, the Alps hole, which is 390 odd yards. So there's nothing short and quirky about those two, is there?
No. 578 yards with hickory clubs. So that you've got that green circle there.
Yeah.
So they would tee off over the top of the green.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, they didn't like to mess about. You literally, where you holed out and where you pegged up for the next hole on a little pile of sand was within yards. Wow. You know, there was no messing about. But don't forget, there was only 8 players that played in the first Open. And they did it all in one day. So they talk about, someone having to go to sleep on Saturday night worrying if they were going to win the Open.
Yeah.
On the 17th of October 1860, they did the Open in one day, 3 loops of 12.
Oh my God.
36 holes, and that was it, done and dusted.
I wonder what they'd think if they could see nowadays, what it's become nowadays. Like, what would they think?
The magnitude of it, you know, there was no prize money in the first year. But all the players were backed by wealthy landowners or members of golf clubs, and if they would all bet heavily on if you were going to win or if you were going to win. So, you know,
a lot of money
there was a lot of money that played, because in those days they did do a lot of exhibition games.
Right.
And it was all for betting and all for sport.
I'm guessing like the sort of typography, like all the undulations and stuff are all pretty much exactly as they were then.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much as it was in those days. That would have been the way, you know, when old Tom laid it out. He was kind of rumoured to have walked around with a top hat full of feathers. Oh, right. You know, and when he was deciding where the greens would go, you know, he would put feathers round, you know, and leave it and then come back. And I mean, they didn't have earth-moving equipment.
No. So they just go with what they've got, wouldn't they, really? That's a right old school thing to do there, anyway.
So.
Feathers ink. That's on the first tee. Harvey, how are you doing? You all right?
Cold.
Nice to see you.
All right.
Yeah, well, welcome to windy Scotland. How to play the first, in theory. Aim at white marker post.
Oh.
Hit mid-long iron into landing area. Hit mid-short iron into green.
I'm just seeing that.
If only it were that simple.
I'm just seeing the train.
Yeah.
While the original 1860s greens found at the 15th and 17th are some of the oldest in existence, the course layout has changed. Today's visitors tee off in front of the imposing two-storey Victorian clubhouse. Immediately next to the tee sits the railway station, the arrival of which was instrumental to the explosion of golf courses throughout Ayrshire. After the easier welcome of the first two holes, players are introduced to the massive Cardinal bunker, with its black back wall of railway sleepers embedded in the dune. Hidden in front of the Cardinal is another equally huge bunker, with only a small area of fairway between them. The Himalayas is Prestwick's fifth hole. It's a long iron depending on the wind and lies over a mountainous dune. It's blind with only coloured pieces of timber at its peak to guide you. The bunkers surrounding the green are deep and you can't knowingly avoid them from the tee.
So the caddy just said that every championship golf course has a hard stretch. He says that this basically starts now, so this is the 7th and it doesn't stop till the 13th. I thought it was already nails, but like obviously we're coming into the thick of it now, so it's going bad from now.
What you notice very quickly is that you can't always see where you're hitting to. Prestwick is gifted with high dune complexes and rolling hummocked fairways with hidden bunkering, making accuracy essential and rewarding the repeatable swing.
I think 6. 170. Ugh, that's well short.
Oh, duh.
So if you're going to play Prestwick, it's probably worth getting a caddy such as Chris. I mean, like, the amount, he's basically just said to us, aim at the church spire, right? And I'm looking down this hole, I'm thinking, like, you want to be left, but he's like, no, you're going to be in the bunker, basically. So, like, obviously these old courses as well, there's a lot of, like, blind tee shots as well.
Well, I mean, you know, how can you play the 3rd hole and the 5th hole without someone to shoot you?
Yeah. You can't even see that bunker, and it's absolutely massive.
And wait till you see 15 and 17. I mean, they're like nothing you've ever seen before. You know?
There you go. So it's worth getting a caddy.
Oh, you've got to have a caddy. When we're at the moment, we're trying to see the members don't consider it a problem. They all take caddies.
Yeah.
It's the problem is a lot of the visitors think they know more than we do.
No. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it for 50 years.
50 years. Okay, so you got 50 years experience. Do the maths.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's fine.
It's a lovely action there.
Straight in, yeah. Yeah, well out. That's all I could do with it, innit? Oh, strike. That's in the right bunker, he said.
Ah, right.
Great. Yeah, nice tap.
Yeah.
Chris just said that this is the hardest hole in Scotland. So you can see why he said that, because it looks like a runway and it looks like it's about 4 miles long, and usually playing straight into the wind, We've got it downwind, but it still looks a long way. And it's a par 4, not a par 5. Okay, so we're just walking up the fairway there. Chris just said, look, if you look to your right, you can see the flag flapping on the postage stamp at Troon. I think that's the thing with this coastline, is there's just no shortage of epic courses. I mean, we're literally like right on the sea there. You've got Troon, you know, Western Gales, like just all top courses on this coastline. Ex-professional. He's never hit a hybrid in his life. Now he's got a hybrid, he loves it. See if you can knock this one close. It's got about 192. Oh, that's a great.
Beautiful.
Just hooking back nicely.
Oh, sharp.
Right next to the pin, just rolling up. Yeah, he'll be happy with that. Look at his face.
The course beyond the Pow Burn is open and gentler, its fairways rising and falling to large greens with devious slopes. It's only once you reach the 13th do you encounter remnants of the old course again. Puzzling fairways occupy an endless variety of elevations and ground cover, whilst greens with massive swales or steep runoffs penalise any misplaced shot. Eventually you're elevated to the 17th tee, where the panorama of the original course surrounds you.
Right, so on the 17th, this is called Alps. This is the oldest championship golf hole from the back in the day, 1860. So this was the original that they played for the Open Championship.
Alps is a drive, usually into wind, which leaves you with around a 160-yard shot over a huge dune, behind which lies the enormous Sahara bunker.
This part of the golf course just feels old. It's got a different feel to it from back there. There's obviously like all these sleepers and blind shots over stuff and these gigantic bunkers. Love it. What did you think of it then?
Well, I thought that was quite amazing, to be honest.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the history and stuff you said, didn't you?
Yeah, walking where we've walked and who's been here before us, I just think the history of it and following in those footsteps is just amazing.
That's a big part of coming here, isn't it? It's like, you know, like you said, it's walking in the footsteps of old Tom and all them people that have been here before and the pioneers of golf. You know, this is where they first decided, right, we're gonna decide who's the best at this golf thing, and they came here and they put a competition on. So
yeah, birthplace of the Open. You certainly feel reborn in a way playing this, just because everything is new to you. The amount of blind shots and the amount of times that you mentioned getting a caddy, Chris was fantastic, because the amount of things that you need to know that you'd have no clue about, it just feels amazing.
Yeah, exactly. There's times he was saying to me, he was like, right, you need to aim at that spire on the right, and I'm like, well, hang on, flag's over here somewhere, and you know.
And the middle sleeper of 3 on the
I had no idea what club I'm taking, where I'm going, so yeah, caddie's a big thing.
And you can play this course any day, any time, and it wouldn't get old. I'm sure that's been the same since the 1800s when it was here.
Yeah, and anyone can play it as well. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not that long.
I mean, all these open courses, like that's kind of why we're doing this, is because like anyone can just rock up and just play it.
Yeah.